before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get cash back, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. Today I have another article about a case of fraud. It seems like since the end of the PPP, well, presumably the end of the PPP for what it is right now, there have been a whole lot of fraud cases coming about, where they're coming to the forefront. I'm assuming they're already been there, of course. They were already there. But they're coming to the forefront and we're seeing more and more of it, I guess because they're not focusing on the loans itself, just the application that's already there. But now they can sit back and say, okay, now that we're free of accepting new applications, we can focus on what we have, and we can also focus on the problems within the application that we have or the loans that were already given. So with that being the case, let me get to this article. Here's the article. Claims of PPP fraud continue to rise, and this is out in Kokomo, Indiana. IU Kokomo officials are listed to have received federal funds, say they never applied or received the money. After the Perspective reported that 8 residents of Apperson Way Apartments were listed as recipients of Paycheck Protection PPP assistance last month, 3 Indiana University Kokomo officials also are listed as receiving tens of thousands in PPP assistance, and all 3 say they never even applied. Christian Sherray, Dean of School of Sciences, Patrick Motul, Association Dean of School of Sciences, and John Sarber, Director of Physical Facilities at IU Kokomo, are listed on a federal public record site as receiving $20,833 each in PPP loans for a total of $62,499. Each one of them, though, say they never applied for, much less received any assistance from the PPP program. So it sounds like to me this is a case of PPP fraud through identity theft. That's what it sounds like to me. And apparently that's what it is, because if they don't even know that they got a loan, they never even got it. So that's what it has to be. Modal, for example, was listed as receiving the funds to keep a single employee for a business listed as a residential remodeler. I'm not a remodeler, Modal said. I am an astronomy professor. I don't think you would want my remodeling. Modal and Sherray, both IU Kokomo professors, said neither were familiar with the federal loan program and neither owns a business. Sherray also was listed as a residential remodeler. This is kind of new. I never really thought about it this way. I mean, you always know people use their own information, but actually using somebody else's information, I mean, you gotta admit that's kind of, that's on the slicker side. You're still gonna get caught, but that's on the slicker side. A list of recipients of every dollar of PPP funds is available online, with information on the applicants, the amount applied for, the amount received, the business type, the loan's approval date, and the funding lender. Though Modal and Sherray were unaware that their names had been listed as receiving PPP loans before being contacted by the Perspective, Sarber was. Sarber too was listed as a residential remodeler. It's a scam, Sarber said. Yeah, we're aware of it, and it's been reported to the police and to the credit bureaus. There's a few people in Kokomo that have gotten caught up in it. Mary Erb, a resident of Apperson Way Apartments, who was listed as receiving $20,833, along with 7 other residents, also reported her predicament to authorities after the prospective brought it to their attention. There's a lot of ads on this site. According to Erb, she contacted the Kokomo Police Department, the Indiana State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and the local unemployment office in regard to the possible identity fraud. Possible. I mean, it's kind of obvious your identity was taken. I reported to a lot of different offices, Erb said. Somebody stole my identity and this is not right for me. Erb said that since reporting, she has not received any updates from any agency in regard to her case. Yeah, identity theft is one of them things where sometimes nothing happens, this is what it is. Like the 8 individuals at Apperson Way Apartments, the 3 IU Kokomo employees were listed as having received funds for being sole proprietors, with all claiming one employee and receiving either $20,833 or $20,832. According to ISP Peru District 16 Public Information Officer Sergeant Tony Slocum, there has been an uptick in reports of identity theft to the ISP to the point of about 1 every other day, particularly when PPP loans first began being distributed last April. Slocum said that there was a number of ways to report possible identity theft related to PPP loans, such as visiting the Department of Workforce Development website at in.gov and the rest of that. Y'all can look at that. Or by emailing ISP directly at uifraud@isp.n.gov. Slocum said reports also can be filed with the Federal Trade Commission and the Internal Revenue Service. Yeah, I know about that. I had to do an identity theft situation with the Federal Trade Commission a couple years ago, and they actually act pretty fast. And I just wanted it really removed from my credit report, and it came off, fast. I mean, it was like boom, as soon as I did it, pretty much. KPD Major Brian Selden suggested reporting the fraud directly to the lender listed and checking personal and or business credit reports. Selden added that personal credit can be monitored on www.report.com, which is the only authorized source for free credit reports guaranteed by law. Cases of PPP fraud appear to be on the rise in recent months. 2 weeks ago, David Adler Stavely, the first individual in the U.S. to be charged with PPP fraud, pleaded guilty in a Rhode Island federal court to conspiracy to commit bank fraud and failure to appear in court. Stavely filed loan applications for more than $500,000 to meet payroll for 4 separate businesses. 2 were closed and 2 he never owned. Those accused of PPP fraud can face a myriad of charges, depending on the circumstances. Those include, but are not limited to, making a false statement to the SBA, conspiracy to defraud the United States, making false statements to the executive branch, making false statements to a bank, making major fraud against the United States, wire fraud, bank fraud, aggravated identity theft, and conspiracy. To view businesses and individuals listed as receiving PPP loans, visit federalpay.org/paycheck-protection-program. So here we are, everybody. Another case of fraud, but this one is a little more in depth. I never heard this one before. You guys probably have, but I never heard of the identity theft type of PPP fraud. But it's real out here, everybody. They out here getting busy with this fraud. They're doing their thing. I just wanted to bring that to you. Nothing really real going on here other than, fraud, and they're still processing loans. But again, if you got information out of here, if you can use some of the information, I guess you can go back and pause the video. I scrolled up too fast, I'm sorry. But go back, pause the video for the website that you want to go check out. And, check and see if your name is on a list of PPP recipients. And if you've been a victim of identity theft, whether it's through PPP or in general, go ahead and check out that Federal Trade Commission information, because I'm telling you that actually works with the FTC.gov. It's FTC.gov. It actually works. I did it before, and I got some stuff removed from my credit report. And again, Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll have some updates soon, hopefully, on everything else with the PPP and or EIDL. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to It's Awasi. Check out the links in the description for credit repair information. Check out the credit monitoring site to learn about entrepreneurship. I got 5 properties for $5,500. That's with Be Free. Check out the Be Free link. I get cash back all the time. Check out the cash back link. And as always, to the next video, let's get this money.